Today we're going to look at one of the more exciting preseason, I guess I'm going to call it preseason games that happened here between Arkansas and Purdue. We're going to walk through three key areas to look at for the teams in general, and then we're going to look at the last 2 minutes. Let's go. The first thing that really caught my eye from Arkansas' perspective is their ability to shoot with their big men. So number 2 in particular is the one we're looking at. I believe Brazil is his name. He shot the ball quite a bit from behind the arc, and just being able to shoot this or put Zach Edey or whoever Purdue's post player is, make him cover all that ground, is going to give them a lot of advantage, especially if he can shoot it with a high consistency, which he did in this game. The second example of that same concept, we can see we're looking at number 2 right here. So first off, the ball screen set it, so we're putting Zach Edey in the pick and roll, making him rotate or making him worry about the drive, and then also now have to worry about closing out to what we deem as a shooter, and he buries it. And a third example here, again, we're looking at number 2. We can see that Zach Edey is involved in the pick and roll because Purdue feels like this is a mismatch they have to help over so aggressively because Zach Edey is essentially going to be slower than whoever this point guard is. Okay, so when this ball screen happens here, they're like, oh, Zach Edey is now the one that has to cover this point guard. Okay, so this defender's got to be like, oh, I got to get way over here to help. Otherwise, it's going to be a free access to the rim. And that over help leads to who? Number 2 open in the corner. Boom, great pass, buries another 3. The second area we're looking at is for Purdue's side. We're looking at Smith in particular, Purdue's point guard, I guess I would call him. But that being said, he's a very, very significant threat from outside. So the first issue is if Arkansas ever goes underneath the screen, so this defender goes underneath Zach Edey right here, you cannot do that. Okay, that gives an open look, steps right into 3 and buries it. He's a good 3-point shooter. I think he shot like 38% last year. But then he's a good enough 3-point shooter that you got to be super careful on your ball screen defense, period. Anytime he's involved in the play whatsoever, you got to make sure you are on him, anticipating the screen, because if you get clipped at all by Edey right here, you're giving him open looks to come downhill, and unfiltered view, 15 doesn't have any hands up, nothing. You can see the rim rise up right to the shot. So full disclosure, Smith did struggle a little bit making passes, especially late in the game. That being said, his 3-point shooting is very, very, very good. So same thing again, we're going to see him involved in the action whatsoever right here. If you, as the other defender, are not ready with the hand up, same logic as Steph, except obviously not as pronounced. If you don't have a hand up, he's going to make you pay with those shots. The one thing I would say is I am not a big fan of taking this one step instead of the 3-point line. Just take one more step to the right, make it a 3-pointer instead of a 2-pointer. And the final area we're going to talk about on Purdue's side, but it obviously also affects Arkansas as well, is the impact Zach Edey has. You obviously have to game plan specifically for him when you're playing Purdue. He's such a huge part of their offense. Whenever Purdue was struggling for points like down 8 right here, they just went to Zach Edey. That was their clear game plan. Rotate the ball around. 12 right here, as soon as this ball is moving to the opposite side whatsoever, you got to be sprinting over there. So you got to see if this ball gets rotated. He's worried about a down screen right here, I'm sure. But if this ball gets rotated, you got to be the one to help, and you got to be there to help early. And he did that actually better late in the game. But that's free points for Purdue. You can't let him catch that close to the rim. Then again, the same concept. Again, like 2 possessions later, this just shows like how big of an emphasis they are. So Smith actually does a good job here. He rises up in this situation. He uses the idea of the shot to get 8 in the air to create a better angle to pass to Edey, that's wonderful. That's high level IQ right there. A great pass right on the dime, and again, easy points. So a little bit of screen, and Edey's mobile enough to get downhill right here. And so I guess what I would like to see is 12 probably help off a little bit more. He's kind of just staring in no man's land. Maybe bump Edey along the way that would cause just a little bit slower, and that would make it so it's essentially he doesn't quite have a pass because the momentum is slowed down. And then again, we can see just simply the very next possession. It's just like Purdue was just like they were after Edey, going after Edey. You say, you got to stop this. And that's like going to be their game plan, and probably somewhat to their fault too, because the issue is if you rely so heavily on one player, if that player has foul trouble, or that player is sick, or that player has an off night, you're just going to be so limited because you rely so much on that one player. Again, you let him catch that deep whatsoever, it's easy foul, or he's going to make it, or sometimes both, frankly. So like in this situation, obviously you're pushing him immediately, but like, yeah, it's tough. It's real tough. Like, they're doing ball pressure. They're doing all the right things. It's just Zach Edey's big, powerful, very good. And finally, we're going to walk through the last 2 minutes. Let's go down. So we see Arkansas is going after Edey no matter what. Get the ball to the middle. Their game plan is trying to get point guard versus Edey is going to be a win for sure on their end, or from their perspective. We can see Purdue is helping aggressively to try and give Edey a little bit of comfort. Purdue actually plays pretty solid defense. And that's a good kick out. The idea is there for sure, but Purdue knows that's coming. Look at that reaction. It's like 55 is breaking for the corner before the pass even, like before the point guard even starts to make the pass. So right here, boom, 55 recognizes it. The help is there, blah, blah, blah. I have the corner sprint out there. Great defense by 55 right there. Tremendous, tremendous defense. Okay, so again, this is another reason why I love these games. Is that they come down to the wire so often, and like both teams, no one's taking these off. Like, they're playing these to win this game. Arkansas makes one free throw to cut it to a 1-point game, but these games are so high level. The crowd's into it. I absolutely love it. That's why college basketball is my favorite. All right, so we can see that Purdue, what I say in crunch time, they're going to go for Zach Edey. That's just what they're going to do. Arkansas does a good job. So the first thing is you force them to catch it at the level of the paint or outside the paint, and then you send the help immediately. Make Zach Edey think, oh, I got to be careful. I'm going to turn the ball over, and then also be aware, make him pass the ball out. Don't give him that, even though he ends up missing it. That being said, you can't give him that. You got to stay there with the double, in my opinion. So again, they reset. Again, we can see the ball screen comes up. Again, we got it. Who's the priority? Edey. The issue right here is that what's he throw? He throws a bounce pass. Zach Edey is the tallest man on the freaking court. You cannot be making him bend over for passes. Everyone else on the floor is going to be more athletic, shorter, and quicker. And so don't make him go get that ball. Throw it up to him instead of making him bounce and getting the defender essentially just beats him straight to the ball. Great job by 12, acknowledging that that pass was going to happen. And then if you're Smith, you got to throw that ball higher. You can't throw a bounce pass to him right there. Okay, so Arkansas is down by 1. You're looking for a good shot in this situation. You get a step back 3, probably not the look you were exactly looking for if you're Arkansas's head coach. And then Purdue, we're switching back. We want to take as much time off the clock. And essentially, if you can get a Zach Edey post up with about 7 seconds, that's dreamland right there. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Okay, so that's not a bad look. You get deep into the post essentially with one of your best shooters, maybe your best shooter, and he gets slapped across the face on the backside. So you get him going to the free throw line. That's a major win for Purdue. He hits the first one, hits the second one, up by 3. Purdue, you're feeling good about it. Arkansas, again, you need a good look in the situation. Run a ball screen. Yep, let's get Edey involved in the action. Again, ball screen right there. So you're just hoping that 25 just gets caught. And you got 12 rising up because Edey's a little bit far out. That's even good defense, though. Hand is up in the face. Arkansas just buries it. Number 12 hits a clutch through right there. Mark ties the game up at 69 with 22 seconds. That's a great shot. Difficult, great shot. Okay, so I like the full court pressure here. That's one thing Arkansas did. I was going to touch on it, but I ran out of time. Arkansas loves the full court pressure, and I love it as well. Make the offense work just a little bit more. So Purdue, we're looking for the last shot here. I want to take it with maybe 8 seconds or so, give you a chance for a rebound. Again, Arkansas doing a great job on this post defense here, though, forcing Edey to catch it so far out. And when you try and lob it over, if you can be quicker, you can see this right hand on the other side of Edey right here. 8 is controlling Edey's movement, and yeah, maybe gray line it's a foul, but his right hand is grabbing him right here. So when this ball goes over, he just simply grabs him and then gets the ball. Okay, that's good defense, borderline foul call, but I would say good defense in this situation. And at the buzzer, Arkansas gets a good look going downhill because there's no rim protection. Purdue, you gotta be helping down a little bit there, but he gets a good look, just misses it slightly. That's a tough shot still. Then we can jump ahead to overtime. Arkansas controlled overtime much more. They got good looks, got to the free throw line, hit their free throws, up by 3. Purdue, again, a kind of a ticky-tack foul that led to that, but made it a one-possession game, made it 2 points, and then immediately fouled again, which you have to do in this situation. Arkansas makes both free throws, makes it a 4-point game. Very, very tough. And this is what I was referring to earlier, another kind of flimsy pass. You got to be really ball secure in the situation, or else obviously you're going to lose the close games. Arkansas goes on to win the game by 6. Overall, a great game. Absolutely love it. This is why I love college basketball so much. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.